Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about all of these EMEA teams who obviously got circuit points last season in 2021 and to see what changes they have made this year for the 2022 season. So the European CIS and Turkey challenges are still going on, challenges too to be more specific, or precise I'll say. And I thought it would be a good idea for for me just to go through all of all of these teams which are listed here and what roster changes I've made and blah blah all that other stuff. So we'll just first off with the two easy ones at the top. Gambit and Ascent have not changed anything. Gambit will be keeping Redgar, Shados, Nats, Chronicle, and Diffo, and Aang as the coach. Ascend, obviously last year's champions, they'll be keeping their whole roster as well. Even though there was rumors that CNED might be leaving to go to 100 Thieves, that did not happen. So CNED will be staying with the team alongside Bone Cold, Kellis, Zeke, and Starzo, and NBS as the coach. The first team we'll go over, which actually has made a change, is Fanatic. And Fnatic has made a change. They have transferred Doma to 10 star, and they have now added Brave AF, formerly from One Breath Gaming. This is an interesting roster lineup. I think I think Bravo speaks English because I think they predominantly speak English in this roster. So if not, then that's gonna be a bit of an issue. But as I've been also seeing on Twitter about this guy, this is apparently everyone is incredibly excited to see how he goes, including myself. So it'd be interesting to see how he's integrated into the Fnatic roster and see if they can also continue their success from last season. Mini will continue to be the head coach. They did get rid of Anders, who used to be the strategic coach for the team, but Mini will be staying as a head coach, and Marcus will be the performance coach. So only like one change. I'm pretty surprised that Doma has left and went to 10 star out of all teams, but still, either way, pretty good pickup for Fnatic. Pretty good pickup also for 10 star as well. Next one we go to is G2 Esports. They have become a bit of a joke, I'll be honest. First start off with their roster before they had Cold Menta in the roster and also Kellogg's as well. But Kellogg's was benched. Cold Menta moved over to Gmt Esports, and they've added Hoodie and Meadow into the roster. Both of those two formerly from Giants Gaming. The coach Pipson was also formerly from Giants Gaming, as Nilzino has left the team. I think there's been rumors that he might be joining Dark Zero Esports. Obviously, they are currently still competing in Europe in the closed qualifiers just to get a spot in challenges for Europe. They'll be going up against Bbl Esports. So they've kept Nuki Avova. They've also kept Kellogg's, who was inactive before Challengers 2. Mixwell has decided to bench himself, I think, or well, I don't know if it was actually his decision, but Mixwell has been benched either way, and they've been now looking pretty decent. Not the best, but still pretty decent. They are obviously now in a chance of actually getting into challenges against Bbl Esports, which is probably gonna be a pretty easy time for G2. So those are all the changes. Hoodie and Meadow, I watched like very little gameplay of them, I'll be honest, because they're in Europe, so it's pretty difficult for me to judge them. So that's G2 all done. Team Liquid have also not made any changes, so we'll pass to them there. So basically, they'll be keeping Scream, Navira, Link, Soulcast, and Yampi. Cryptix is still inactive, and I don't know. And Sliggy will continue to be the coach. SMB, Supermassive Blades, have made some changes. They got rid of Turco, Russ, and Pora. All these three players, I should actually say, have found a team. Pora has joined BBL, Russ has joined Giants Gaming, and Turker has joined Dicer, which is a tier 2 team. Izzy and Brave have survived the snap-in from SMB, and they've added Cider X as a new IGL, Zeiss 2, and Glove. So I think Zeiss 2 and Glove, they used to be from Oxygen Esports. Cider X used to be from, let me, Kafla Esports, that was one, Kafla Esports. So this looks pretty good. I mean, they have qualified officially into Europe challenges, so well, from challenges 1, so this roster looks pretty good now. Maybe even better than the last roster. They probably want to build around Izzy and Brave, or mainly probably Izzy. But great roster. They've also got rid of Quad 9. I don't know how you actually say his name, but that's Quad 9. And Tazich Q as well. Tazich Q has joined Giants Gaming, and Gandhi will now be the new coach for the team. So that's it for SMB. Definitely an up there, maybe even the best Turkish team right now. Next up is SMB's rival, Oxygen Esports, which let's just say they've kind of disbanded. They haven't really done much, I'll be honest. There's no active roster. It's just Metas and Unity in the inactive. Obviously, Glove and Zistue went to SMB. Toronto went to Nom Esports. Yeah, nothing much really. They still have QJ as the coach. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced any of these names, I should say. But I don't know what's gonna happen with Oxygen, I'll be honest. I don't know if they're gonna be keeping all this roster or what. So we'll see what happens with Oxygen. Next up, it is Pops, maybe even now, maybe the second best Turkish team. It is Footballers. After they had their crazy like 7-man roster, they've now downscaled to 5. So they kept the Moj, Craxus, oh god, need QW1, Mr. Fallon, and Pora77. They have Benj Sasuke as the captain. They've got rid of Sturban, who went to 5 Flux. Cyan, oh god, how do you say that? Cyan Clara as now. Well, he's only stand-in for Regnum Kara Esports, and Hatix has joined Galacturks, who is now out from Challenges 2 in Turkey. Footballers will be in the grand final. The coach is still going to be Geis. Sutu used to be the coach for them. He's now the coach for Diceware, where Turco was in. So maybe Footballers might be now the second best Turkish team. Maybe. We just have to wait to see. Next up, it is Guild Esports, and oh, Guild. They have made some fantastic changes, and maybe even they probably might be contenders of maybe being in, maybe even, in Masters 1. They look really good. They dropped 1 map, if I remember correctly, on their way into challenges. I just want to say that. So they've kept Leo and Safe, but they've added Coldamenta, Rust, the British player, not the Turkish one, and Trex. Great changes as well as looking like right now. This looks like a completely different team. So I am just ecstatic of seeing how they go easily against the top teams like G2. But I know G2's even gonna make it, like Fanatic, Liquid, Ascent, Gambit. I'm really excited to see how they go. As for the 4 players of Yassine, Bonka, and Draken, I actually did not know Draken retired. I did not know that, but looks like he has retired, and he's actually returned to CS:GO to join Savage. The more you know, I guess. Bonka and Yassine, they have now, I guess, found an August team. You know, Bonk, basically the team that Guild picked up. Well, it's now going to be Yonk. I don't know either. But that is they've now joined Yonk, even though that's the team that they founded with 3 other players which I can't remember their names of. They will be keeping their coach of Barbar, and this team just looks amazing. I just want to say, it's beautiful. Next up is Falls, and I don't think Falls even has a roster. They have disbanded. Okay, we'll move past Falls. FPX, Fun Plus Phoenix, have now moved over to the site into the CIS region. How interesting is that? Angel, Shao, Zapen, Segetsu, and Artis. Those the players of the artists joined, I think during the off season, and we also saw them. Well, we saw Artis play with them at the Red Bull Homeground Clutch Campus number 2, if I remember correctly, right before Champions. So they look decent, even though I was molding a bit, but it was meh. They do look a lot better though in the CIS region. They'll be keeping Dornbos as the coach, but definitely they look a lot better now as they're in the CIS region. Maybe even the best, maybe the best CIS team alongside Navi. Maybe I don't really know, but FEX may be having a resurgence. Next up is Bbl Esports, another Turkish team. They will be keeping Aslan, M4 Shadow, AMD Double L, MUJ, and then have added Quetenar X and Pora, formerly from SMB, as their IGL. They got rid of Fred and Caro, I think also Logic Man and Lego. Even though I think they only got rid of Fred from the off season, so and Fred has joined Bbl Esports. But they will be versing up against Bbl Esports in the Turkish challenges. I think in the lower quarterfinals, if I remember correctly, yep, in the lower bracket round 3, whoever wins will go up against Fireflux Esports. See how they go, obviously, maybe, but top, maybe even a Turkish top team, probably with SMB, Footballist, and even Fireflux as well. Next up, it is Giants Gaming, and they have basically revamped the whole roster. And let's just say they are not doing well. Fatina will be staying with them as they kind of decided to get players to build around them. So they got Russ formerly from SMB, Monster formerly from Team Heretics, Quick formerly from Movistar Riders, and Jesse I think was just a free agent. But just like I said, this team has not gone well. They bowed out in all of the closed qualifiers, and TazHQ has joined as their coach as they got rid of Pipson to go to G2. So it's kind of just actually no, it's not really trade as TazHQ was in SMB, but this team is not going well. I'll be honest. They are no, doing terribly. They bowed out from both European challenges before the round of before like the round of 16 or round of 32. They bowed out of that, so they basically currently have no chance of making it into Masters 1. A bit of a sad time, I'll be honest, because Giants have looked incredibly good. Obviously, they got rid of the 4 players Meadow, who went to G2. David P is now in trial for OG, and Ambi has joined the Case Esports, which the Case Esports have done pretty decent. Giants, not so. No, they have not. Let's see what changes they make into challenges for Masters 2 to see if they can compete there. We're going to be skipping AG because I don't know anything about them, and we'll be going now to GMT Esports. Does not exist. However, this team still does. Smokes does exist. They have actually surprised me, as there might be actually that they're definitely in the talks of being in the top 3 CIS team. Obviously, there's rumors about Virtus Pro picking up Fishka v Tom. I would have thought maybe just pick up Smokes. They're the best option. It's like what Navi did. Navi picked up an Orgless team to go into the CIS or European last LCQ or something. So that's basically what Navi did, and Virtus Pro should probably maybe do the same thing this time with Smokes. So he's like basically a free team. Come on, Virtus Pro. Anyways, I'll stop rambling about that. I think Bbl Esports have also disbanded. Yeah, basically, yeah, they have. They are, but they only have M2 MTXO or whatever you say his name. I'm so sorry. MTXO? I'm guessing. I don't really know, but he's in the inactive roster. Fireflux Esports, another contender of being being up there on the Turkish teams. So we got Solchini as the IGL, Sociably, Lores, Rib, Javency, if I remember you say his name from Ryan Central. Was it from Ryan Central? Or was it? Ah, shit. He was in Platcha. I can't remember. And Serpent has joined. Brasco is now inactive. They are currently right now in the grand finals in Challengers 2. Well, Challengers 1 close qualifier 2. Markini's the coach and Mavera is also the coach, including Kyra as well. So a lot of coaches right now for Fireflux, and it's definitely helping them as they obviously are in contention of being the best Turkish team out there. Next up, it is Navi, and Navi are pretty decent right now. They haven't made, I don't think, they made some changes, not a whole lot, but some changes. Um, Obviously the only change that they've made is, I mean, JD has joined and Arch has left to go to Bbl Esports. That's the only change that they have done. Um, they haven't changed the coaches of Smart 7. Dragon has left as the analysis, so no changes there. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. Just no changes right now for Navi. They've kept the core 4 players as they picked up from worse players. Even though Cloud actually wasn't from worse players, but whatever. Next up, it is Ninjas and Pajamas, and they have moved over to the Brazilian scene. But I'll just talk about NIP either way about Brazil. So actually, I'll talk about this actually first. So these are obviously the 5 players which they play that what they had when they were in Europe. They had Rhyme, Korea, Chihuahua, JD, and Eccles. Rhyme and Eccles have both joined NA teams, Gen G and 100 Thieves respectively. I think both IGL in. I might be wrong for Rhyme, but I think Eccles is definitely IGL in. JD has joined Navi, Chihuahua has joined XL, and Korea is still a free agent. As for now, the new Brazilian team, they have Xand as the IGL, formerly from Fury Esports, John, formerly from Gamelanders Blue, BNJ, formerly from Crew, and Bez and One, I can't remember where he's formerly from, and Conazen. I think he was part of an August team, if I remember correctly. Or maybe it was a free agent. I can't remember. But that is Ninjas and Pajamas, and they are actually already in the Brazil Challenges as Roy as the coach. So really, really good now for NEP as they finally have actually qualified for something, and they also have they're probably also in contention of making it into Masters 1 with this Brazilian roster. So that is NEP for you as they have left EU to go to Brazil. One Breath Gaming, oh what an explosion team they have made just a couple days ago. They have got rid of Hugian, Spike, and Coffee. And they've added Zeddy and, well, they haven't added, they have kept Zeddy and Mince from the snapping. After a very disappointing showing in CIS, I think it was this one right here, where they lost to an August team. I don't even know what to say. They didn't even make, well, they were invited into the first close qualifier, and they couldn't even make it to the second close qualifier. It's a bit of a disappointment there. Jonta is still the coach. Incredibly disappointment for One Breath Gaming. I don't know. They're probably going to be rebuilding around these two, but we'll see. Team BDS is another team who was invited, and they bowed out instantly. As we can see here in the close qualifiers 1. Actually, no. They didn't even make it into, well, they were obviously in the open qualifiers for close qualifiers too, but they didn't make it to the round of 32 or round of 16. I think they lost like in the second bracket, if I remember correctly. It was not good for BDS. Um, they haven't really made a lot. No, they basically kept this roster. This roster is still exactly the same, and Wallux and Max at OB still also the same as well. Team Singularity, I have not really have a lot, but okay, never mind, that makes sense. They have now all joined KPI Gaming, which they've actually done pretty well. I guess I'll talk about them. KPI Gaming, I think they've only changed that they've made. This wasn't even during the off season, but they've got rid of Nalar and they've added Flappen in its place, and they'll be, I think, in the, where would they be? I can't remember where they are. I think they are in the low bracket round 3 against Navi. So it's going to be between KPI or Navi who'll be making it into the low bracket finals. That's going to be interesting. So someone's run into challenges one in Europe might be ending very very soon. So that's KPI Gaming. Istanbul Wildcats. I don't know a lot about them. So they have sort of a pretty massive roster, but I don't think they are in. Are they in the Turkish? I think they are in the Yeah. I mean, wait. I mean, they're in the open qualifier, but they're not in any other um tournament. So this is gonna be incredibly difficult for me to. I mean, the only change that they've made is adding Fist leaving the team. I think as the coach. Yep, as a coach. That's the only change that they've really made. And these are all new players as well. All these guys are now new players. Don't expect a lot from them, I'll be honest. Just don't. They're just gonna be meh, I'll be honest. Alliance is up next, and decent. I mean, they still have a chance of making into the EMEA challenges. They still have a chance for Roth, Lucker, Hype, Zeke, Zelda. Just like I said, they're not making any changes. There's rumors that Desmos might be the new coach for this team, but as of right now, I have not seen anything about that as of currently. So we just have to I guess, chill with this roster right here, who hasn't made a lot of changes. Divinity, I think, have also not made any changes. Yep, they've not made any changes since since April 21st, 2021, and they're not even in the CIS regional. If I remember, no, they're not. That's 2021. I'll be skipping them. Other side esports, I think other side esports have. Oh no, so they're still being the same, and they are not even in. They're not even in this, but the only change that they made is Elsus, or as I say his name, will be joining the team. That's all they made. My God, this is like what I feared. I'll be honest. Zero Zone, and a Turkish team, which actually is a bit is actually relevant, unlike the other ones. They were part of the close qualifiers 1, bowed out, open qualified 2, won against Team Lixa, but then lost to Bbl Esports. That was. The only changes they made is Machiners are joining and Oxide inactive. That's all they made. I think also the Premier. I think he was added during the offseason. I might be wrong though. Actually, no, he wasn't. Coaches still exactly the same as Ozgur. Yeah, I don't know what the hell what my saying was earlier. Tai Easy, I think nothing. Laddie and Yudai. Thankful was signed with Gmt Esports, and that's what I can really say about them. I'll be honest. So move over from Taizi. Next up, Team Heretics. Finally, a team which I can talk about, and I can also thrash as well. I'm gonna trash this team. Horrible. My God, they are absolutely terrible now. I don't even understand how they could be this bad. So they got in Laurel, they kept in Laurel and Alorante, and they've added Tensky from CS:GO, Bromas, and Mertz. Nisal, is it Nisal? No, Nisal? I don't know. He's inactive. Paddock is now in the XL Esports roster. Monster is in Giants Gaming, and Foxley, which we all thought was going to be joining, I think, this team, or maybe another team I can't remember. He has joined Team Queso, or maybe he's in a different roster. I think he's. Oh no, He's still with no, he's doing Team Quest. So, but I know there was something, you know, there was been rumors that Foxy may rejoin, but that didn't come to fruition. It seems crap. I'll be honest. They're just crap. And Noel's also been promoted to coach as well. They're just crap. They haven't they haven't officially made it to an open qual. Well, they have, but they're not. They have not made it to the round of 16 or the round of 32. They have not. They've just been bad this whole time. So I don't even know what to say anything else about Heretics. They used to be one of the best European teams, and now they just fell off. So I don't know what else to say about Team Heretics. Finally, Bbl Esports. I think they still kind of exist. They have not made any changes since August 4th. Basically, this has been the same since August 4th, and they've also have not competed in any Turkish challenges. So that's pretty easy for me to end that. So that'll be just EMEA all done. Next one will be North America, and which is where I can actually talk about it a bit more, unlike where I have to guess and mumble all over the place. So that's really it for me now. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Catch you guys all next time in the next one. Goodbye.